Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. A reminder, as always, guys, there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Not just a happy Friday, but also the end of the month of May. We are already 5 months into I can't even believe we're already 5 months into the calendar year of 2024, but I won't spend too much time dwelling on that. We've had a lot of volatility already this year. I can't believe we're about to cross over into June. But much, as we often see when the candles change from one monthly to another, we often see quite a bit of shenanigans in the market. We're seeing that right now with Bitcoin, a few altcoins, of course, as well. We'll talk about all of that and more. But I hope you've all had a fantastic week so far. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend after the show. But if you're not regular, you might not recognize this panel. If you are regular, you definitely will. I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max and Tucker. And real quickly, guys, before we can start cooking, before we can get into the charts and the markets and all of that big, juicy alpha for you guys, we're going to appreciate if you can smash that like button for us. And I don't think we've pestered you guys one single time this week. Maybe like once on Monday or Tuesday, but I can't remember pulling up the soybeans chart at all this week. So if you guys could smash that like button so we don't have to pull up the soybeans chart on a Friday, obscure, irrelevant commodities charts, you name it. We'd love to be talking about.
We will do it, though. We will do it. We will not hesitate to do it. We will do it.
We want to be able to talk about all your favorite tickers, all your favorite shit coins, Bitcoin, ETH. I'm not saying that those are shit coins. That's like a comma in between those statements. But before we start cooking, guys, if you could smash that like button, we would be very appreciative. But let's dive into the charts. Happy Friday once again. I'm probably going to hammer that point in the entire show, right? Like, how could you not love a Friday? But Bitcoin, we are seeing lower time frame shenanigans around the monthly close. We have pushed into 68, 69K multiple times over the course of this week. And each time we have rejected. Is it going to yield a final climactic dump below, these stops, these wicks before a buyback potentially? Are we going to dump more? Are we going to carve out a higher low here before higher? I think these are all intriguing questions with, when I look at that range on Bitcoin for the course of this week, we still do not have resolution to that question just yet. So I do think that'll obviously play a role in what this market is going to do in the near term. But you are seeing some strength in other markets that's, kind of irrespective to what you're seeing in Bitcoin right now. It's not necessarily in ETH, right? I mean, ETH is stronger than Bitcoin, and ETH Bitcoin is up 2% on the day, but ETH itself is basically at the same price as it's trading at last night. But there are altcoins, specifically meme coins, and I always say, that should not be surprising at all, that there are select meme coins and, of course, on-chain markets that are kind of, I don't want to say they're ignoring the Bitcoin dump so far, but they really have, for the most part, shrugged off these lower time frame red candles on Bitcoin thus far. So we'll see how that continues to progress, obviously throughout the day and throughout the weekend. But I guess a big reason why we are dumping today, now that I am looking across my watch list on TradingView, is the NASDAQ is down over 1% today, more so than the S&P. So that is something to watch. But hey, the thing I want to continue to hammer home with TradFi is that I think small caps continue to look very promising. I think the dollar continues to look very weak, especially on a lower time frame with the candles that I was seeing this morning. And I also think that yields in general, I don't have any commentary on like macro reasoning other than the fact that I do think they will probably cut rates into the election for political reasons. No other commentary than that. But I think the charts, the yields do look toppy, and I think TLT is looking very bottomed, which will probably lend pretty favorably to, a drop in yields here over the next few weeks, which will give risk at least a short-term period of green candles, and we can assess from there. But I am kind of waffling on a Friday. I want to make sure we get to everybody on the panel. Hope you guys have had a great week so far. I would love to know what y'all are seeing in the markets. Obviously, what we're seeing with Bitcoin, meme coins, and even equities, if you have any thoughts on that. But I'll open the floor up.
Good morning, guys. Oh, Tucker, you're about to do something. You're about to cook.
I mean, no, not really. I was just I like Tommy's TLT setup, man. I think that's looking nice. We talked about it yesterday. Probably get up in here, but real quick, man.
Don't do it, Tucker.
I told you guys yesterday. I said it looked kind of bad, and it looks kind of bad. Like,
Tucker,
let's just get real here. All right, let's be real. Let me
tell me where it's going to hold, though. Tell me.
It definitely could look better. I agree.
Yeah, it could absolutely look better. I mean, probably somewhere in here. If I had to get, like, let me get this magnet on.
We need some VWAPs or some volume profiles. That's what we need.
Yeah, probably.
Can we get like a monthly VWAP on there or something?
That's the old yearly.
I think we need a little monthly action.
Let me just. Yeah, it's not the best. Let me do a little anchor. Let me do a little anchor to VWAP. Where was the beginning? Boom.
Yeah.
I like that. Chef Jacket.
I like that. I like that too, because also somebody sent me this chart the other day. Actually, it was Pitvox. It was Pitvox in the thing.
Guys, I have one technical.
Yeah, this.
Yes.
I do not want to stop Smooth Tucker.
Look at
so
this.
if he wants to keep on cooking, I'll say it after.
So yeah, I think this is gonna break out higher soon, right? So I think that could even imply for the S&P just like a little bit of ranging.
Okay, wait. So you got Bitcoin paired against SPX on the right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think
he saw my tweet.
What?
His tweet did he steal? Is he stealing your tweet, Jackus?
Wait. Did we tweet this?
The plagiarizer. Oh my
tweet
God.
This? What did you tweet? What did you tweet?
I legit tweeted about Bitcoin versus SPX today.
Well, some Pitvox was DMing me this chart yesterday. And he was like, "This looks good," and I was
no,
like,
bro, that happens all the time to me. Like here's the thing: we all watch the exact same stuff, and we talk like 6 hours per day. The amount of times that I'll like subconsciously absorb a tweet from one of you guys, and then I'll start talking about it, and not even realize that I literally like got that from you, because it's just happened. Like there's just so much communication, you know. You're just taking in so much info
too. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I think this look, I think this pair goes higher. I think this pair probably ranges. What does that mean? Bitcoin rips, right? I think Bitcoin rips. S&P, the way it's looking, probably ranges, which drives this pair higher. So yeah, I mean that's really it, man. That was really what I wanted to say.
So I have a technical when it comes to a guest, specifically talking about Astral. If we want him on the show right now, or do we schedule him on next week, or what's the goal? But he's ready to jump in right now.
Who?
Astral.
We could have him, dude. Let's send him a link. Can you send him the link? Just copy paste the one that you have.
I know. Let's do this then.
Heck yeah.
Wait, who? Astral.
Not sure how you pronounce it.
Are you going to talk about astrology?
Maybe.
Tommy.
But we'll see.
Study the moon. Okay.
He's a regular guest on Wabi Spaces. So regular. He comes here and there, but
wait, who?
Astral.
You'll
know, man.
Okay.
It's like astrology without the OG. Astral. All right.
Houston Astros. Yeah, I don't.
Are you talking Astro XBT?
No, Astral CryptoCat.
There's so many with similar names. We're gonna have to just see it.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
You'll love what he has to say.
Well, here's the good news.
He made it before Evan Casey.
Dude, where is Evan Casey?
Where is Evan Casey?
The ultimate Dodger. He's ducking and dodging us. He's been doing it for months, man.
He is, man.
Wow. All right. Well, until this gentleman joins us.
I'm
marking him right now.
I just don't think we're gonna get another monthly candle in here. Like, there's no way.
No,
I don't. So. It's not gonna happen. Like,
I don't think so. I think we're gonna run it up and probably set a new high next month if it closes around
your
here.
next monthly candle is literally that.
Yeah, it's a bullzuka.
Yeah,
100%. What do we think about ETH BTC here? Because one of the better traders that I know said, I actually think I could see Bitcoin leading this next rally. And I said, brother, look at the ETH BTC chart. How do you reconcile?
Bro.
He gave me some good points. I'm not going to say who it is. It may or may not have been Tommy, but I'm not saying who it was. But I'm just saying, what do we think about this chart?
We think it's insanely bullish. And the moment ETH breaks 4K, that's when you know who is the leader, in my opinion. But I still think that BTC could go up in the same time as well.
So what does ETH BTC do, Jackus?
Well, upward, it's quite certain.
And like, we want Bitcoin to do really well, obviously. It's just we want this pair to go up while Bitcoin's doing well, you know, because that's when the real fun starts.
Exactly.
Like, do you think you get a retest of like 0.052, 0.051?
I think it's possible. I would love to see that getting front run though, and I think we are. But I think it wouldn't hurt anything.
Looks like ETH.
So, Tucker, I need you to do one thing on this chart. You go on a weekly time frame. You zoom out all the way back to 2017. And then you're gonna use all-time high and drag a diagonal to the current price. Now zoom in.
Oh my.
And you know what happens once this is broken.
Oh my. This here's the thing about this chart, Jackson. I know you're going to agree with this. The amount of equal highs that have been left all the way down. All those levels need to get taken out, man. I don't know if I've ever seen a more vulnerable looking set of highs consecutively in my life. All those highs are going to get taken in one candle.
No, listen, they're going to get raped.
I knew it was coming. I could feel one loading.
Straight through the anus.
Oh my God.
Man.
Jeff.
See, you didn't say it yesterday. You suppressed it, and then it just came out today. And you
need to be patient and wait for the right timing. That's the same for the markets as it is for the jokes.
Bro,
it is what it is. But listen, Max, the thing that people are not realizing is that there is like zero supply on the way down. Like when this breaks, there is no supply. It's all just a slow bleed. When this breaks, it's straight upward, is what people don't get.
Tucker, what do you think about this, brother?
I mean, I agree, right? All these equal highs are definitely gonna get run. Wait, can you hear me?
Here? Yes. It's the Astral.
Oh, this is who you were talking about, Astral.
Hey everyone, how are you?
What up?
Hey.
How's my sound, by the way? I'm on my computer, a new computer. Is it all right? Too loud? Too quiet?
Oh, you're good. You're good.
It's all good. Awesome. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, guys. Unfortunately, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so sorry if I'm a little stuffed up over here.
Good.
Pleasure to be here, guys.
Awesome. You're expanding your reach, Astral, and on YouTube now. And you can even set up your logo if you want. So you just click like the three dots on your icon there, and then you can just edit. You just click those three dots and then edit audio avatar, and you just place your avatar that you have on X. You can even stream it if you want to your audience on X too, or just share the link, if you want to let them know that you're currently speaking.
To stream it live or to just share it later? What do you think is best?
Well, it's best to stream it live, but I'm not sure if you know how to do that. So you have to be logged in on StreamYard, which I'm not sure if you are, and then and
so
then
we have the link tweeted out on the BB Twitter account too.
Am I able to share that link?
Yeah. It's
perfect.
Here, I'll drop it in here again. I'll drop it in right here. So there's a private chat for just us on the right side. I think you should be able to see that.
In the private chat.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay, cool. But yeah, man, this chart that Tucker is curating for us. I mean, we've been in an 18-month bleed for ETH BTC. All those highs are gonna get just destroyed in one candle. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna be it's gonna be a 30 or 60 day just absolute destruction of those highs. It's gonna happen really quick. It's the exact opposite, man. It stairs down, elevator up for this chart.
Exactly.
I've seen it before.
It's literally the opposite of dominance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you can see it on both charts, and it's beautiful. So Astral, if you want, you can also share your chart, which is at the bottom. If you click present and then share screen, then if you wish, you do not have to, but if you would wish, you can share your chart or screen or whatever you want to share with us, and you are free to cook, man. You're free to cook.
You got some fans here, man. Astral's a BB enjoyer. This guy is a gangster.
He is a champ.
That is too funny.
The professional 100x scholar, multiple cycles in a row.
Damn.
Yeah, I haven't even been.
What's your Twitter handle?
I'm at Astral Crypto Cat. I ran a pretty big newsletter before this, and I've had some pretty big groups helping a lot of like Fortune 500 CEOs, executives. I started to realize how good I was with my mom's friends when I was young, investing. And I had like 50-year-olds coming to me for investment advice. Not advice, but just to see how I do it. And it really kind of spiraled out when I started, just people would follow me with just thousands of dollars, and some of them even about under a year hitting 7 figures. And it really just started to spiral out of control. And it got to the point where it was just such an amazing journey. I have such a passion for it where, everyone always says, I'm going to retire on a beach in 3 years and do nothing. It's something I'm very, very passionate about. And it's turned into more of a thing where it's less I worry about myself and my family, but more how many lives can I change? How many people can I help escape corrupt monetary policy and corrupt governments and just situations they did not have the ability to opt out of before. So I think it's a pretty special place, and it's amazing just being able to change so many lives. So I never even realized how special the work I did was until you start seeing all these families change, all these lives change, and people messaging you've never even talked to, they change their lives. So it's a very, very special feeling.
So it looks like I'm just quickly skimming your Twitter. It looks like you like Caspa, Cubic, SMH. Just reading a few here. I'm looking at the right Twitter, right? That's you.
Yeah, I've also been a little bit off because I've had a little bit of health problems. So last few weeks has been a little bit traveling around for stuff and getting back into it. So I've been a little bit off, but yeah, I definitely am a fan of those. Pretty much every win, every really huge win I've had, I rarely ever enter it the next cycle. So it's kind of most projects aren't even going to survive, or especially not, do the rare, I call it like a rare double 100x, which I'm seeing this render play out this run. I got in that in the pennies. I was hoping with Quant, actually I bailed at Quant early on this run, and that was one of my top performers last run, getting in around $1. But you rarely ever see projects be top performers multiple cycles in a row, specifically when we're talking about multiples, in the 100x range. But we are seeing it a little bit. I think even Noya is another one. Noya Syntropy they rebranded to. That's another rare one. I specialize a lot in the lower cap range, specifically for people who don't have much money and they're trying to change their lives in do asymmetric bets. Betting $1,000, a few $1,000s, $5,000 portfolios, trying to get to life-changing money. And some of the people, they really just try to just go all out, and they don't realize that they could even just getting life-changing money, whether it's not just going for 7 figures, not having arbitrary numbers, but being able to move the needle, where you actually have some capital that can really start spiraling in an incredible way. I mean, through just the growth potential from when you hit even say like $100, compounding really just takes off. And it's I think people need to really be reasonable with their expectations. And even myself, who's I've had a lot of successful calls, I'm very careful, and I always say take forecasts with a grain of salt. Nothing's truly ever promised. But I definitely have a really big focus. This run, actually, I've been coming at it with a lot more money than I ever planned to. And I've been seeing cycle goals hit this run. It's been an incredible cycle for the last few years. I've been seeing cycle goals hit in a day. It's been just incredible. I went more for the mid-cap range with injective, my core positions being injective, render, it ended up being Kaspa, Cubic jumped in, and those are pretty much it. Yeah, for the
so those are you a chart guy? Or are you more of a fundamental?
I'm more of a fundamentalist. I mean, I've traded pretty successfully for a handful of months, but I'm more of kind of the buy the best, play the cycles. I have a lot of people in my circle that are really good chartists. It's definitely not my specialty, and I kind of relate it to being I think actually Max did a post. I remember I commented it's being a CEO in my past companies, you don't have to be the best at every single thing. I think that's some people, they try to just be the best at everything, and really it's just not something that's necessary, especially if you start building a network and people you can lean on. And being a CEO is just with the companies, they're just not outsourcing so many things and being able to do every single. And this is coming from someone who's managed every facet of a business, but really having a really good network and people you can rely on and count on, and being able to look at from a different angle, I think is really, really special thing. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a fundamental analyst for sure. But I have respect and I have love for it all.
Yeah,
for sure.
What do you make of this cycle so far? Predominantly being, I would say, focused on meme coins, and I would say more of a shift away from fundamentals and more so into community. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, first of all, with pretty much, I have a big run through. I call it the kind of research gap. It's kind of this pretty much I just put every project through a serious rundown of everything I'm looking for something that looks like it's built to and designed to appreciate specific things that I'm looking for. And one of the biggest ones always is community. So I think there is a lap over, because we all know how important community is with meme coins. But it's something that it's not something that alone, if you look at XRP now, XRP Army, I always see that, at a certain point, horrible tokenomics, greedy teams cashing out billions upon all the founders, all the holders' heads. Eventually it catches up to them. But something that I find to be one of the most important things is an almost tribalistic community. And that's something I see, of course, on both ends of it. That's probably one of, the most important things, building a community like that for meme coins. But everyone loves to, I do obviously think there's a big shift, and I think it's great for just retail adoption as a whole, bringing people into this market. I haven't seen that at all. I mean, in terms of diminished returns, all this stuff, I hit my cycle goals before we even got to literally, the real show, near the end. So this has been the most special cycle, just holding winners through it, seeing 100x's just turn over and over, and just seeing it on this next run, it's kind of come again and again. I've just been seeing it earlier than ever before. So I mean, people calling like death to utility tokens, I think is kind of they either missed the ball, they missed all the winners, they so I do think it's and also I think it's respect to meme coins. I think it's something that people need to be very careful with. I think there's way more losers. Specifically, I'm a little bit biased, and I do like to dabble a little bit in memes. As a just a little bit of fun. Kind of looks like gambling for me because it's not my specialty. But I do think that there is certainly going to be a place for both of them, and I think I personally, as someone who finds so much specialness and value in this whole market, I think if it just went all to meme coins for gains, I think it'd be kind of missing the whole picture of why this is such a special movement. I think it's special in itself, but I think we'd be kind of missing a lot of really like bringing banking services to billions, and there's so much special stuff that's going on, and I just haven't seen it. With the diminished returns, overcrowdedness, too hard to pick winners. I've been picking winners like it's cake. Like I've obviously gotten better at it over the years, but even I've been seeing it with tons of people. Even their first runs, just honestly, I think it's even the hive mind. If you're in the right one and having a good community and being with the right people and knowing how to actually evaluate a project, specifically, just for fundamental soundness, for something for forecast growth potential. Yeah.
I have a question for you, Rick, because you are such a fundamentalist, right? And and for me, the regulatory clarity that's currently undergoing in the US is a big topic for me. But I would love to know, like, your thoughts when it comes to the recent spot ETH ETF and the shift in the way politicians in US approach the crypto market right now, and how do you view all of that?
I think it's special. I mean, I've been waiting since 2017 for a Bitcoin ETF, and it seems we get it, and it seems pretty clear the reason why we ran to all-time highs early. And I think everyone loves to jump to left translated cycle, even to like the extremes of like we're gonna top before the halving, like we're gonna be done right around the halving, then it's gonna be the next month, and I've been kind of just like not seeing that at all. I think if anything, we might actually see the opposite. An even more explosive run, just specifically with like the floodgates opening, endless capital finally being able to allocate, to the crypto market, Bitcoin, whatever it is, and obviously with Bitcoin rises, it does not, the tide does not bring up all boats, but it brings up many. I think it's a very, very special time. I'm actually even just happy just to see even the words Trump saying, just trying to, even if he doesn't follow through, just hearing a main candidate talking about embracing crypto, because it is a very worrying time. Just thinking about even if they, the internet could have been used for nefarious reasons, let's ban the internet. I think it's a time where crypto really, I mean, especially with all the holders in the US, it's a crazy time for them to think it's a smart strategy to be going after crypto. I think more and more every year there's going to be more and more single issue voters for crypto, and I don't blame people. I mean, it's much bigger than the US. This is something that is going to be completely revolutionary, and for the whole world, it's much beyond the U.S. And for us to stifle innovation, it's really sad to see, just attacking any company they can. And I've actually considered moving out of the U.S. To maybe Portugal or something, or even Puerto Rico. It was just a lot friendlier regulatory space, and I've definitely been considering that. But I do think though people have really jumped the gun to this whole. I can sure see the cycle ending sooner, and it's something that I'm always constantly watching. But I've just continued seeing every month. No, that didn't happen. It didn't, like these extreme left translated, finishes where we're going to be topping by the halving, and I just didn't see any of it. I think if anything, it might actually be the opposite. I mean, this is such a special time. Like I said, I've been waiting for these ETFs. I mean, not even Ethereum since literally I joined crypto in 2017. I've been investing for about 20 years now, but crypto since 2017. And I think it's a really, really pivotal point right now. I don't think, I do think eventually they're going to want to try to take control more of it, and, being able to actually have a bigger say in what happens with this market. But I don't think we're at a place where it's going to be stifling even growth of the market yet. I just hear just endless pessimistic views, and specifically they love to come out right now when things are down and things are bad. Yeah, with me, and people get surprised because they don't see my conviction waver at all, because this is what I see as literally I'm right on track. Like I started pretty much 100x portfolio in my community pretty much near the end of last year when I fully was allocated, and I'm trying to 100x that. I'm literally missing 2 years of all my growth, of all my entries, everything, and that pushed almost 1 million already, and that was close to a 10x from that last local high. So if I'm 100xing 2 years late, while everyone's saying you missed it, it's too late, you're done, I could be getting in right now, and I could be changing my life.
So Astral, one thing I'm curious about, I've heard you say this a few times now, this 100x thing.
Sure.
What is that exactly? Is that just like whenever you look for an investment, you're looking for at minimum everything can 100x, or like what? I've heard you say it a few times. I just want to understand what you mean. Exactly.
Not at all. No. Like I said though, I do specialize a lot, and like a lot of people love to be around me because I help. And I started with just a few K in 2017. And I've gone to numbers I probably shouldn't repeat. I mean, that growth that is just unreasonable, in size. And even this cycle, like I said, I was jumping into more mid caps, safer, not looking to grow my, as you grow money, you're obviously going to be a little more risk averse. And, but I think especially there's a lot of people that have, small amounts, and I really don't like to lose my roots. I have a really good specialty at picking these winners where my forecasts don't change. Like a lot of times they go up by multiple 100x's more. It's just something where I think this is very well might likely be one of the greatest, kind of asymmetric abilities to grow little bits of money into life-changing amounts. So I think it's a really, really special time right now for people to, actually be able to take hold of their time, being able to be financially free, do what they want with their life. I barely even set an alarm clock, beyond my, specific things. It's been being able to retire my family. I mean, I've just seen so much change way beyond me. That's been just really, really special. So I dedicate a lot of my time to that. This run actually, it looks like even the mid caps I picked are gonna 100x. So it's really fun.
So Astral, what's your most high conviction play that you're currently in that you're looking to ride through the rest of the cycle, and what's potentially the timing on that?
That's a good question. And like I said, almost every time my new top plays are it's like a reset every cycle. So it's being able to, so that's a really interesting thing, because almost every cycle it's going about it differently, going about it with different plays, not just buying Bitcoin over and over. But I do think probably, I'd say, I mean, there's a level of where you really try to think about it, and you try to think about your growth potential and your conviction for that forecast. And obviously the ones I generally pick are something I believe have high growth potential, but some of them even on the lower end, I think, like even maybe Cospa at this point, my conviction is so high for the project fundamentally, but if you're talking about maybe like my forecasted growth potential and my conviction in that, it would probably be a little bit different. I mean, Cospa, if you guys have ever read my, I wrote it really quick in about an hour one night. It's my pinned tweet on Twitter or X. I go into a whole thesis of how I believe you can scale layer ones effectively. I think layer twos are kind of a convoluted mess. I don't think it's user friendly. I come from a background of building applications built for user friendliness, mass adoption. So there's a lot of things I'm seeing that are just not that at all. And that's why I do like Change Finance a lot. They're really simplifying, being able to just buy any coin, fixing interoperability. So there's some projects that there's not many, I believe, when I turn to conviction, like say 10 years down the road, because in such an early stage market, there's not many I believe in for 10 years. But Render, I've been riding since near the first day. I mean, that project, it is a special one. And getting back in around, 50 cents and right around that, that's a special one. My conviction has not wavered at all, and it's one of the few ones I actually believe in the long term. but definitely possible as well. Like actual true conviction for what I believe. Like, and this can change a lot. You know, something that you gotta check in with me. You know, because you never know. One important part of making these forecasts and being able to, you have to keep your ear to the ground. I mean, you got to be able to just constantly see the updates, what's going on, is everything, are they completing, are they actually being, are they successful in hitting their roadmap goals, if things developing, is the community growing, especially when you're early, it's hard to gauge, or is it going to have that like really cult-like community early on, and you have to really gauge and see how things develop months and months and months into years, and it can change in the drop of an eye of some of these projects. So I think it's always important to constantly, you know, have another look at it, have another look, have another eye, and always keep your ear to the ground and seeing what's developing. Yeah, those are two really big ones I'd say at this point. I do believe in injective a lot as well. I mean, that's been a core position pretty much this whole run. I do believe in Cubic a lot. Beyond this run, especially even with this track record even, I mean, there's certain things where I'm like, it may be a one and done with Cubic.
Yeah, we're pretty bullish on Caspa too. That's something that we spend quite a bit of time on. And Louis, I don't know, maybe Louis, you've got your chart up here, man. Maybe you want to just kind of show us what you're thinking here locally, and then we could even kind of parlay that into Caspa a little bit since we're on the topic.
Yeah, sure. I didn't halfway through. I didn't realize you had me up there.
No, I threw you up on the chat. I just threw you. I saw you working in the background. I just threw you up there. You know.
Yeah. So I mean, this is Bitcoin locally. This is the 9 hour. Like I was saying in this morning's call, we got this wedge breakout, and now we tested that range high, and I'm not surprised that we didn't break it on the first try. We had a big 17% moves, basically from the breakout. So I consolidating up here in the top half of this range is very, very normal price action. And what I could see happening here, especially the way we're trading this morning, I want to see this local consolidation downtrend break. And I said this morning that I could picture us kind of deviating all these local lows here, run the lows, reclaim the median, and go. And then I pulled up my 99 SMA, and I'm noticing that if it stays on this trajectory,
hang on. Why not 100? Why 99? What you got to explain that.
I like the number 9.
Why did you subtract one off of that?
That's just what I use. I don't know.
That's the super secret.
I think I actually got it from Gooner, Nebraskan Gooner. I don't know if you guys know him. He's big on the 99 SMA. I kind of picked that up from him like probably 6 to 8 months ago, and it just works out for me. So that's why I'm on the 9 hour and I'm watching the 99 SMA. So little numerology.
But just
for you there.
Louis, not to put anyone off, and I haven't followed him for a while, but I remember him from last cycle, and I think me and my friend who isn't so much active anymore, but like there was some big problems with Nebraskan Gooner back then, but I haven't followed him in like years, so I do not know if he changed, adapted, or anything. But
I mean, I've learned a lot. He was, when I was like learning like a couple of years ago, I've a lot of like low time frame stuff. I learned a lot from him. But like I don't use EMAs, SMAs a lot. But I was just realizing I plugged it up there and I realized it's kind of working out with this possible,
you want to know what my favorite part about what you just showed here, Louis, is? I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but
no, go ahead.
What you're showing right here is a very, very contested and a very argumentative discussion that we've had here before our market check. Is a moving average support and resistance? And I feel as though this chart
don't answer that incorrectly, Louis. You know the right answer.
Is a moving average.
Don't answer it at all.
Can it be used as support and resistance, Louis?
I mean, look at the
Thank you, Louis. Thank you.
Yeah, my man.
Wait,
it is not
okay, good. Yeah.
Resistance in the literal sense. It is not. We're not gonna have the whole argument.
Tommy,
today.
That's
Tommy.
Objectively not true.
Objectively true.
It is objectively false to consider it as static support and resistance.
Nobody said static. Nobody said static.
That's what support and resistance is. You're talking about SNR.
I mean, is that what the bots are using?
Chart.
Is that what the bots are using? I feel like in essence, that's what we use.
We've done this before. You can point to any moving average anecdotally on any time frame and say this is support and resistance. It's just not support and resistance. Just because
how do you reconcile the green dots on his chart working perfectly?
Bro.
We're not going to get it. We're not going to get it.
All right.
Max.
Anyways, I'm sorry, Louis.
Max.
Please go
We're not
back
gonna
to
get it.
explaining
No,
this. We don't need to.
wait.
I didn't mean to do this. Okay.
Max, you really started
Before we
something.
go to Louis, I need you to put up my screen. All right. I need you to put up my screen, Max.
There you
Yes,
go.
this is good. I think Jack is on our team. Isn't he on our team, Max?
Jackus is on our team 100%.
I'm
Jackus
anticipating.
Jackus
I am
Pull up the
anticipating
meme.
an anecdotal
Yeah,
example.
here it is.
Yeah, here we go.
There it is.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Make it bigger. Make it even bigger.
Look at Tommy and Will coping in the middle, bro. That would never be me. Look at me and
Moving
Tucker
average makes
chilling
better.
on the left side.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it right there, man.
Well, listen, it's just fun around. Like, I think it's healthy, you know, each of us having different views on different things, using it to our advantage. But at the end of the day, support and resistance, moving averages are support and resistances, and that's what it is.
there is supply and demand at certain levels because of support, because of moving averages, but that does not make
Freudian slip there, Tommy.
No, it's just I'm speaking. I am upset right now, but I'm not gonna devolve more into this conversation.
All right, it's fine. It's fine.
There's no need
to
be upset. There's no need to be upset.
If I had to put them in order, it's first market structure, then it's liquidity, and then it's, you know, your MAs, your SMAs, your EMAs. That's kind of how I use the rundown. But when they all come together, and we get a little FEG front run here, you know, sometimes you get magic. So we'll see. This is you know, this is how I could see this playing out. But I mean, it's just speculation. But it was interesting, so I figured I'd pull it up.
And I think we could bounce from there too, but it's not because of the moving averages that I think we're going to bounce there. It is based on the market structure and based on levels of liquidity. But I mean, there is obviously something to be said about moving averages generating liquidity, but then it's an entirely different discussion about whether or not you want to, you know, deem those as support and resistance because of that. But no, I mean, if we sweep the lows, you're going to generate a ton of liquidity.
Yeah. That's what it's based off sweeping the lows. That's kind of my theory, and front running this FEG. It's like sweeping this local low here, sweep those lows, take all the stops, take all the liquidations, and then send it higher. And then it just happens to line up. If this, you know, if this SMA keeps trending the way it's trending, it can interact there. What my question is, I don't know much about the algorithmic trading, but what are those algos using? Like, are they like, in my eyes, it makes sense to me that they would use kind of like, you know, an SMA or a moving average to kind of use to base off their buying and selling decisions. What are your guys' thoughts?
That's exactly right, Louis. That's what Tommy said, but for whatever reason, he's got a roadblock that won't allow him to say it's
moving averages visualize the trend and the momentum in the market. They're not directly support and resistance.
And if algos are bidding based off of mean reversion,
hold on. It's just how you define support. There's a misdefinition. All right, miscommunication on definition by us and Tommy. That's all it is. It's how do you define
I'm basing support and resistance off of purely volume.
You're lucky that you're really good at trading, Tommy, because I would toast you if you were not a good trader for saying this. You're lucky you're really good at trading. Seriously. You've bailed yourself out because what you're saying is just wrong. Okay. But we'll let it slide because you're good. All right. It's fine. It's fine.
But I mean, a lot of, Louis, to answer your question, a lot of algorithms will bid off of momentum and trend following. But I will say, I don't think that trend following algorithms are really that successful as they used to be in crypto, because as you've seen more participants start to come into crypto, the talent pool has gotten more talented as well, more crowded, and it's just like the edge that you need to just have something kind of as static as working off of momentum, moving averages, and the trend. That edge is kind of, it's not gone, but it's deteriorated in a way where, you know, maybe in past cycles you could have just bid moving averages explicitly and won. Whereas now, I mean, you can look at some of the lower time frame price action on altcoins, it's insanely choppy. I mean, like, think about trading Say on leverage, think about trading LDO on leverage. These things, you know, they ultimately do trend, but I mean, it's a really ugly way of painting those charts.
It's tough. It's not easy. Yeah, and you learn the hard way doing that, and you need capital to lose to learn the hard way. That was a lot of my bear market experience, was teaching myself the hard way and just burning through capital. Good thing I made a lot of it back just from holding my spot positions. But yeah, exactly. I know what you're saying.
Louis, what do you got here?
Can you guys talk about one thing real quick? Because I have a lot of people who are like trying to jump into trading, not really much. Can you talk a little bit about like I don't want to get into it anymore myself. Just some other voices about like proper risk management when you're trying to learn to trade. What percent of your portfolio? You know, because people just trying to jump in and they're like losing their shirt. Maybe like some thoughts you got.
Yes. I mean, this is what I've developed over the years. Is after learning the wrong way, but I mean, I learn by fire. You know what I mean? Like I burn myself a bunch of times. I've run up accounts and then lost them multiple times over. At the end of the day, especially if you're in crypto is the most volatile asset class in the world. At the end of the day, if you're not doing this full time, you don't need leverage. You just need more patience. That's what you need. You want to get rich overnight. And I don't blame you guys that, you know, there's times where I catch myself like, oh, if I was just, you know, sized up on leverage here, you know, I could be making X amount of more dollars. But with crypto, I mean, you get these scam wicks, you get these liquidation events. It's just, it's not a consistent way to make money. My recommendation, what I do is I hold my core holdings and I don't touch them unless I'm going to make a swap into another asset. And then I use anywhere from 1% to 5% of my portfolio worth, and then I dabble with that. Because if you're going to take, you know, half your portfolio or a big chunk of money and try to, you know, leverage trade your way to riches, you had nothing coming for you. I mean, go ahead and try it. You might be better than everyone. You think you're better than everyone else, but the market makers are waiting to freaking take your money, and they will.
Tommy's going to take your money if you try to do that.
Yeah, I appreciate you going into that.
Tommy's the market maker.
I would say, as far as like risk management goes, it's going to be kind of entirely down to experience, echoing what Louis said in that regard. But there's also not really like a magic bullet in trading, right? Like I always say, I always tweet about it, like study the dragon scroll from Kung Fu Panda. It's basically like that. The secret sauce is always going to be in your experience and in the own edges that you can kind of define just through screen time and time in the market. And I think the difficult thing that a lot of market participants run into is that they think they always are going to have an edge, when realistically speaking, you probably are only going to have an edge maybe a few times a year. And it's important to be able to sit on your hands and sit on conviction in the meantime, so that, you know, you can capitalize on those edges, but in between, you're not just chopping up your account and the gains that you've won, you know, as a result of that. But the one like little bit of alpha that's helped me with risk management specifically is that I don't build my trades out from like, okay, I want to take this amount of notional size, I want to have this much leverage. I'm always building my trades out from, okay, what's my risk? Because if I know exactly what my risk is from a percentage standpoint, then I know exactly how much I can size and exactly how much risk I can take if I have high conviction in play, if that makes sense. So like I know where my invalidation is. I'm looking to build a trade around my invalidation, not around where I think the target's going to be.
That's good
Quite
stuff.
smart.
There's a lot of parallels, to holding. I mean, patience, conviction. I mean, there's a lot of parallels, just for risk management as a whole, and just everything you guys said. There's so many parallels. It's good stuff.
The way that I view this chart right here, by the way, is, and I've been telling Tucker this for like 2 weeks now at least, because I'm just trying to make my friend wealthy. I want him to secure generational wealth.
Oh, we're talking about Caspa again. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna waffle about Caspa again. Okay, because here's the deal. Friends don't let other friends not ape Caspa before it literally 20x's, and that's the truth. you're not ready for shit coining on Caspa, Tucker. You like to shit coin. I know you well. You love to shit coin. You're not ready for shit coining on Caspa.
With KRC 20s.
Yeah, that's coming. You're buying BNB at $5 right now, brother. That's what you're doing. You're buying BNB at $5 last cycle.
Yeah, I just need a little bit more out of my base shitters, and then I'll get some. That's what's got to happen. Here's the deal.
Like
I'm fully
I need my token to pump first, and then I will rotate.
Yeah. Literally.
Still.
That's it. That's literally it. It's study being fully deployed. No, it looks good though. I mean,
Tucker, are you familiar with decentralized lending protocols, which allow you to collateralize your L1s and pull out stable coins to shitcoin with?
Yeah.
That's a hack, brother.
Anchor protocol, guys. Anchor protocol.
And I know
but I don't want to rotate. I don't want to rotate high caps into mid caps. I want to rotate.
No, bro. I know you own a lot of SOL. All you do is you put up your SOL as collateral in some Solana, DeFi protocol. Pick
exactly. Do they have that? Does it work on like Aave is great?
Aave, they don't have it for. I'm not a big SOL guy. What do you guys use for SOL DeFi? Does anybody have one that's like the Aave of SOL?
It's
probably question on Will though, because Will is like he said it lately that he is like fully committed to Solana ecosystem now. And I hope I'm not twisting his words, but I think he said it that he's fully committed to Sol. So maybe Will know a project on Sol.
Yeah, Will.
I want to say MarginFi was what people were using because they thought it was going to give an airdrop, and then
I was doing that too.
Continued to push the airdrop off. So dude, I don't know how.
I don't trust Sol DeFi, bro. Not at all.
Not at all.
I don't really trust DeFi. Period. Like so.
Dude, I do all my. I do all my trading with. Sorry, Tucker. I was just gonna say I do all my trading with Mango Markets.
That's what I was
exactly.
I'm a sex maxi.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, dude, Uniswap and Aave, and that's about as DeFi as I like to get, really.
Dude, Aave is nice. Premier, bro. Aave is premier.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say, Louis?
Coinbase wallet is nice though. That gives me a little more sense of security when it comes to DeFi. I do like that.
I'm a MetaMask maxi.
Is Coinbase wallet actually DeFi though?
100%. 100%. It's a better version of MetaMask all around. It's 100%.
I'm swapping base tokens on right from Coinbase wallet. I could use Sushi, use Uni. I could freaking like buy straight from my Coinbase app, and it'll send right over to there, and then I'm in. You know what I mean?
Bro, 100% Coinbase wallet. Coinbase wallet makes MetaMask look like literal dumpster fire.
Are you serious?
100%, bro. And I've been trying to Tucker. You told me you're like, no, it's centralized. It's fucking centralized. I said, no, bro. It's literally MetaMask, but way better.
It's good for massive.
How much is Coinbase paying you, Max? Is my question.
Yeah, nothing. Dude, I would be a Coinbase shill. That's like a sponsor I'd actually shill. Like if we had like a Gemini or a Coinbase, 100%, man. Like a nice US exchange. Give me that. Put that where it belongs. But no, I just love it, man. Coinbase wallet is actually it's unreal, man. And Tucker, you love base season, bro. If you love base,
bro, I'm using MetaMask though.
No, Tucker, you need to figure this out, brother. I can't believe you're literally boxing with one arm tied behind your back. You need to get the Coinbase Web3 wallet.
Same thing. You get on there, you get on base, you get on Uniswap.
Brother, this is hard to listen to, brother. This is
oh my god.
What is going on
here? All right, I'll maybe try it out.
I have a son. How could I look my son in the eyes and not
use MetaMask?
Yeah. I have to go home and look at him in his eyes. Say, Daddy doesn't use a Coinbase Web3 wallet. Are you kidding me? I could never be that guy. I would never do that.
Ooh.
Astral,
alerts going off, boys. Alerts.
I know you said you like Caspa. Do you have like any price predictions for Caspa going into this cycle?
Yeah, I'd hopefully like to see it at minimum in the $2 personally. But getting much more beyond, pushing 3 to 5, that'd be wonderful. But I think a lot's going to really depend on, it's going to really, once it really plays out, we see how much room we really start having to run, how much movement we start seeing in time periods, things become a little bit more clear. But I would like to at least see around about into the $2 range, I'd say personally.
Is there a fundamental reasoning behind the $2, or like a market capitalization, or what is the reasoning behind it?
Market capitalization, just pretty much a lot of the things that go into my tokenomics, everything, charts. I mean, there's just a lot of different things I could run through. But
would you share the main reason why you think $2 is possible?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's one. I think when I really start looking, even before I start trying to go into, all the reasons of what I really would like to see, it's really like first seeing one, has it really like become kind of how has it really been doing in its space, in the layer 1 space compared to others? Even using, I don't like to use, I like to see how the market, through PA, how it reacts to everything that they've done. And I think it gives a pretty good layout of everything that I expect they continue to hit. I think the team just really needs to hit that range. I think they really need to just not mess up. A lot of times, honestly, you can see endless projects not even really hit through their goals and everything. But specifically, it all goes back to my my original forecasts. But a lot just has to do with whether everything continues to check the boxes of where I see it hitting into that range. Beyond, I mean, I can do, I'm pretty good even without doing, my long-term. With my long-term forecasts, I call it my crypto gauntlet of analysis, crypto cat gauntlet of analysis. Most of my major calls, they're all from the beginning. They're like literally like multi-year calls. And I specifically look for things that really kind of throw it off of that trajectory, the trajectory I continue to see play out.
So what is it the like thing? I know you mentioned community, but what is it like at the beginning? Because from my understanding is that you find a coin like Caspa at the very, very early days, right? And what is it that sets, for example, coin like Caspa from many other, quote unquote fundamental coins that we see on Twitter or X nowadays, that basically end up nowhere? Like you see lots of people say like, hey, this is a great fundamental coin, and it like plumbs in a higher time frame, like higher with the rest of the things, but then lots of them go back to nothing. Like they just perpetually bleed and you never hear of them again.
Are you talking about like mid-cycle, or are you talking about like they go to dust in the crash and don't recover? You mean like during the cycle?
I mean even now, like there's been lots of coins like I don't exactly remember, like maybe Hilo or like there's been lots of them like this. I don't know, even like we heard about Zeth and a few others. And so my question is, how do you, at the beginning, like what are the metrics that make you, and I understand like, not every coin is going to make it, of course, but
of course.
And obviously there is the reward for it, right? But like, what are the things that make you go like, hey, this is actually the coin that I think has the potential to 100x, and I am in with high conviction, and I'm gonna hold this for like the next year or two. I know you mentioned community, but I understand that, and it's kind of sometimes even hard at the beginning, right, to find the community.
It's definitely hard at the beginning, but you can really see, I mean, even from the beginning, when it really checks all the boxes, you can really see when the community, specifically at completely almost, you know, right after fruition, you know, I mean, right after getting started, you can really see something special forming around, you know. So it is much harder at the beginning. And I do think that some of these projects, I think it's more important a lot of times when it's in a range and it's checking all the boxes that I at least establish positions. That before conviction can take a little bit of time with something to be like a core position that you're gonna like even have to even 3% of a profile. It takes time to build. That's something that takes time to build. It's not something usually right out the gate. Like with render, I've been building a thesis on this since like literally almost
like you keep seeing new things that make you convinced that this is the play along the way. Like you find new stuff, you find new I don't know developers jumping, community growing, and that builds your conviction along the way. But
I mean, I went into this prior. Yeah, any other things beyond community? I mean, there's definitely a lot of things I look for. I definitely went into it once. I've gone into it a lot of times. But yeah, there's a lot of things I look for when I'm going through. First, it's even whether there's just specific things that need to be checked. Almost where I'll even touch it, and it's rare I'll even touch an undocked teams projects. There was like one meme project I bought it for like, you know, the community and Injective, and I lost my shirt on like a tiny little percent of a percent I threw in, but I've never even been rug pulled. So there's a lot of things specifically that I look for. That
so Astral Cat, what are those things though, my man? What are those things that you're looking for?
I mean, like I even talked about questions I usually like to ask. I mean, first I really do like, you know, I'm really specialized in, you know, finding fundamentally strong and fundamentally sound projects. And I like to first even ask, you know, is the project even solving a problem? Is it bringing value to the space? Of course, is there either a strong community? Because I think a strong community is probably one of the biggest things I do look for. I look for something that has, you know, a unique selling proposition, unique value proposition.
So you, for example, mentioned, is it solving a problem, right? And that's a common thing in crypto. But the problem is, and I suppose that is for many, is that like every other project will feel or like it will show to the world or like, hey, we are solving this problem and that problem. So how do you like differentiate that this one project is actually solving something, right? Not just pretending.
I mean, well, I think even beyond just solving something, just because a project's solving a problem, even if it's solving cancer, does not mean it's going to bring value and help value accrual to the token and help it literally appreciate in price. So first off, these are just some things that I look for, and it is not a thing that has anything just alone, whether if they're solving a problem, that is the project I want to invest in. That's something I usually like to see. Are they actually bringing something unique to the table? Are they bringing value to the token holders? Is the team even experienced? Have they formed, you know, anything special? Have they really put out a plan forward of how they're going to? And it's a tricky thing because even in the U.S., you know, it's not supposed to be looking for things that are, you know, not promising value, you know, appreciation for the token price, you know, so. But a lot of these projects, and some of them are getting ruled out. It's like looking for coins and projects specifically that are putting out coins that are literally like designed to appreciate, like whether it's through burn mechanisms or, you know, just literally putting out a coin that, like, some of them just have no chance. If you just look at how, you know, their token emissions, looking at how they even sorry, I'm a little bit tired. How they even get what is it? Sorry, I'm blanking. How they even you know, circulate the tokens. I mean, how do they go about, like, everyone always loves to look for fair launches, and, you know, I think those are respectable, but many of my winners have not. You can do it. And I don't even really like the term because I think it is reasonable that people are going in, because I do a lot of VC work, going in, but a lot of these tokens, they're designed in a way that it's going to enrich the rich, it's going to enrich the founders. It's not really designed in a way for, you know, actually seeing appreciation of value by buying that token. A lot of times it's like, even I feel like some projects, even XRP now, it's like just helping the the team and the investors and everyone, the insiders, just become wealthy. So I think that's a really, really important point.
That's something that's a priority for me as well. And that's partially why I'm so bullish on I would say certain meme coins, right? And I love Caspa as well. As like a fundamental
which ones? Which meme coins?
Well, Pepe is an obvious one. We've been
Pepe.
very bullish on Pepe since
Sure thing.
market lows. A fan favorite here at BB is Andy. It's having a great day today. Just cracked 200 mil market cap. I actually have a couple charts up here.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
What's that?
No, I was saying I'd like to see that after. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know Andy.
Yeah,
you gotta know Andy.
I gotta know Andy.
It's a really interesting story. You know, I'd be happy to tell you about it. I can give you the quick, elevator pitch right here. But basically, Pepe was created by an artist named Matt Fury. He created a comic series called Boys Club. Pepe's friend in the comic series is named Andy, right? So we're kind of getting far down the rabbit hole here, but more or less the idea behind Andy is, if Pepe is going to be the king meme of this cycle, Andy is positioned given the, attachment and the, where Pepe derives from, that fundamental, that story and the attachment to Pepe, which again is poised to be the king meme of this cycle, I believe. If Pepe is destined for greatness, there's going to be a beta play to Pepe. And I see no better beta play out there, again, from a fundamental perspective, right? If we're talking about, where these memes originate from, where they derive from, all the way down to even just charting these pools against each other, right? We have Andy charted against Pepe here on the left. And you can say, yeah, well, I didn't like the comic series. I actually don't like the memes. Well, that's okay. The market seems to have accepted the narrative that Andy and Pepe belong together. You can trade them against each other. Pepe is poised for greatness. There's going to be a beta play to it. So yeah, I mean, what we're seeing right now is a rapid repricing of this narrative and of this meme in general against the entire market. So it's pretty exciting. It's one that we found early here at BB.
Yeah, it's a wonderful chart. What is Andy on? Is that on Ethereum?
Andy's on ETH. Yeah, Andy's on ETH.
Max, there is actually Martin saying that the first Andy was on Blast and that you pushed this Andy on Ethereum. But what I say to that is that the market decides where is the real one, right? And the market has decided. So it doesn't matter where the first one was launched. The market says which one is more important.
It doesn't. Yeah. I mean, whatever. It's here's what I'll say. I've heard people say that before. I hope that they do well, right? You can you can buy whatever one you want. I gave all the meme coins in the early stages the same love, the same amount of coverage. The market ran with this one. The market made a decision. On top of that, I think there's a real case to be made for, Pepe is on ETH. Andy should therefore be on ETH as well. I think that's where a lot of the big money hangs out. On top of that, well, I want to be careful with my words again because I don't want to be attacked with pitchforks. But I mean, look, the market has made a decision, right? Like the market made a decision. You can say that, well, there was a different Andy that stemmed up on another chain first. Okay, so you're telling me that there was another project that was trying to do what our Andy on ETH is doing, and they got to launch first and they're still lagging. That's not a good thing, right? Like if you're first to market, you should be the clear winner, right? So the market made a decision. It's like, how could you possibly even argue that like somebody that was first to market but is lagging? They miss something, right? The market is rejecting it for whatever reason. So all I'm saying is like, I want everybody to do well. I want everybody to win. But if you're first to market, you have a huge leg up. So if what you're saying is true, then, I mean, I would say it even further solidifies that Andy on ETH is the one that you want to focus on. It's the one that the market has clearly digested the best, has warmed up to the narrative, has warmed up to the chart. Clearly, we're on the right side of this one. So again,
that is a nice call.
I think too, people just probably don't want all the there's just been so many asterisks. This is another word I hate to say, but like asterisks, it's like one of the, I can't pronounce it without like twisting my tongue up. But when you bridge to blast, it's like, what are, you're farming, but the points for blast are never, like they always kind of change the rules of the game with blast. So I don't think people ever know exactly what they're going to get with blast, but with ETH, it's like you said, Max, there's already a ton of residual capital there. You know exactly what you're going to get. And the market decided. I think the opportunity was just higher for Andy to pump on ETH versus on blast.
The market decided. We saw the same thing with Pepe, by the way. When Pepe started to pump, what did we see earlier this year? There was an original Pepe. Okay, well, they were first to launch and they couldn't make anything happen for, prolonged period of time. It's like the market makes a decision. Like no one's smarter than the market, right? Like you position yourself accordingly and you let the market take you for a ride. We're watching closely. I was watching all of them closely. This one made a lot more sense. Clearly the market decided. It's in that 205 million market cap. This thing came from literally the dust. Market loved it. I talked about 50 different meme coins over the past 6 months because I knew memes were going to be hot this cycle. Why Andy, right?
Oh,
why is it getting so much love? The market decided.
But yeah, last point. I mean, you guys should catch me when I'm not feeling a little bit tired and sick. But I got tons and tons of stuff I could go through, specifically what I look for. But most importantly, even more, what I look to not. I look for things that are just like pretty much dead on arrival. Like, there's certain things I just don't touch. And I have long write-ups and long lists. It would be good to definitely really go through all that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, this might be a good place to wrap up. It's a Friday. We've been going for about 70 minutes. Tommy, you want to take us out, brother?
Yeah, I can take us out. Of course, guys, we have a few housekeeping measures before we completely finish up. For starters, as you guys know, we have just launched our brand new hedge fund, BB Wealth Management. As I've been saying this week, guys, I mean, this has been something that we've been working to get up and launched for you guys. Well, not for you guys, but really as an extension of our business for, over a year and a half. But we are giving the opportunity for you guys as well to be, invested in that. If that's something that you're interested in, we do have a link to the description or in the description of this YouTube video, as well as through our Twitter. A general overview of the fund is it's a long, short fund. So we can trade both ways, right? But we specialize, of course, in digital assets, and we utilize the experience and ability of every single person in the BB team, to be able to manage, obviously, crypto's asymmetric, crypto's historical asymmetric returns with, of course, the investment risk posed in any markets. A lot of big words, guys, a lot of big words. But now, of course, we also have just launched the BB Academy, which is an educational course that is going up in price after this week, guys. That's something that we've been talking about on Market Check. And it will not be $199 for any longer. So make sure to capitalize on that if that is something that you would like. If that's something that you would find useful, you can learn educational tidbits from every single person on the team. And obviously all of our individual market niches. So once again, if that is something that interests you, the price is going up pretty substantially because we feel the opportunity. We've tried to provide it for you guys at a very affordable price, given the opportunity that we feel is ahead for you guys. But sorry, I'm just reading the comments, but the opportunity that we felt like was ahead of you, but we are going to be raising the price. That's a lot of waffling to say. We are going to be raising the price. We have discounted it heavily. It will not any longer be the case. So if you want it at this price, you got to get it by the end of the week. Otherwise, by Monday, it will not be there. Of course, as well, our programming, guys, Market Check. If you are a Market Check enjoyer, you know that we are live every single weekday, Monday through Friday. Typical start time around 11 a.m. Eastern time. We talk charts, trading, everything in between. We have a lot of fun on these shows. And like I said, we're live Monday through Friday, same time. every day. Of course, not to forget our flagship show, Market Talk, with the legendary King Wabi. That is our Twitter Spaces. Like I said, hosted by Wabi, but maybe not quite as technical and charts driven, but you never know what you're going to talk about on those shows, right? It could be meme coins, could be macro, could be general crypto discussion. Always takes a flavor, very dependent on who the speakers are, but as a whole, Wabi always does a great job with that. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Hope you had a fantastic Friday morning. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Stay safe this weekend, spend some time with your families. And that is all from us, guys. We will see you on Monday. Thanks again.
Thank you, guys.
Kick it. That's the